Everyone, in this video we are going to look at the K-beauty brand called Peripera, and this is a brand that is available at your local CVS. Actually, I shouldn't say local CVS stores because I'm pretty sure that they are not available in stores for you to physically look at. It is available to purchase though through CVS.com. It's also available through Walmart's website. They do have their own freestanding website for the brand, but I'm pretty sure it redirects you to a website that people wouldn't really be familiar with, so I don't know how comfortable people would be purchasing through that website, but the known places that you can get it in America are Walmart and CVS. I'll put links in the description box below to where you can find it if you want to purchase, as well as a link to Ebates so you can get some cash back on your purchase. So in this video, I will be doing a full face or as close to a full face as I can using just the Peripera brand, and then I will give you my thoughts and final review after a day of wearing the products. I did the same thing for the other Korean beauty inspired brand, and that brand is called Choa. It's also available through CVS and at some physical CVS locations. So if you want to check out that brand, then I'll put that link in the upper right hand corner for you to see. All right, please remember to subscribe to the channel, and let's get to applying these Peripera products. So because there are a lot of items that are not available through the CVS option or Walmart option, I went ahead and already applied my own foundation, under eye concealer, and eyeshadow primer. We're going to do a very straightforward eye look first. There are a set of single eyeshadows that are available in the line. These are called the ink fitting eyeshadows. The one that I purchased is in the shade number 11 Bright Boss, which looks like this gorgeous bronzy shade with multi-colored shimmer in it. It looks like there are 8 different shade options, and the retail price for this is $7.99. It says these are lightweight and shimmery, intensely overloaded with pigments, and is supposed to let you get an edgy or a natural look. So it's supposed to be multi-dimensional in terms of use. I'm gonna go in first with a fluffy brush and put it on the lid and through the crease. Wow, even with a fluffy brush, the powder is very concentrated. Kind of surprising. I thought I might have to go in with other shadows that I have in my own collection, but I think I'm gonna do a single shade look with this. So this is blended over the lid and through the crease. Let's go ahead and pack on more color just on the lid for kind of a smoky eye, but using just one shade. I really like this eyeshadow. The shimmer is plentiful, but it doesn't look too chunky or gaudy. There is a bit of fallout on the side here, so I will go ahead and try to clean that up. So I have applied my own liner. We're gonna go ahead and do the brows. This is the Speedy Brow Cara, which retails for $11.99. You can get this in 4 different shade combinations, just 4 different shades. This says it helps give your eyebrows a fuller look. It comes with a really teeny tiny cone-shaped mascara wand. So we're going to just brush this through. What shade did I get here? I usually try to get like a medium brown shade. It doesn't have the shade on here, which is a little disappointing. I suspect that I got the shade Natural Brown. Don't think I would have gone with light brown. It is lighter than I kind of expected. It's a little orange, or not orange, or maybe yellow toned, which I don't think really works, at least not with my skin tone. It is really easy to use, which I very much appreciate. And I also really appreciate that the wand is super thin. All right, so I like this formula, but this color is not the color. It is way too yellow toned, not natural looking at all. So hopefully those are not too distracting, but I do like the way that this applies. The last step for the eyes is going to be to apply mascara. This is the Volumizing Ink Blackcara in the shade number 2. This retails for $14.99, and it comes in 2 different shades. This is what the packaging looks like. This is supposed to be volumizing and lengthening with an all-day effect. Let's see what the brush looks like. Ooh, it's a short kind of handle there with kind of short bristles, and the brush is slightly bent, not quite a curve, which is a little weird. I'm going to first curl my eyelashes, and then we will apply to this side and kind of compare. Okay, so here is one layer. Definitely see a difference right away. There's just one versus nothing applied to that side. Let's put on a second coat. Getting good length and definition on this. Okay, 2 coats versus bare lashes. Okay, so there's 3 versus bare lashes. I wouldn't say it is super volumizing. You get a little bit of volume, definitely length and definition on the lashes. So a nice effect, but I do personally prefer a little more volume. All right, let's move on to some face products. This is a contour shade on this side, and this is a highlighter. They are called the Much Really My Cushion Contour and Highlighter. I don't really know what's up with that name, but a lot of things that get translated from either Japanese or Korean sometimes have strange translations when they're translated to English. I don't know if that's the reason, but in any case, these are both $17.99 each. I'm gonna start with the contour, and it looks like this comes in just 1 shade. Okay, so there is a flat sponge at the end, and it's a squeeze tube. So let's see. See, it's starting to show at the end of the sponge. Okay, I don't want to press out too much product, so I'm going to stop there. But it says, actually the description is only for the highlighter. It looks like they messed up and put the highlighter for the description for both of these products. So we're going to go in a little blindly. I'm going to apply, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and use the applicator to see how much of a blending effect we can get. I'm pretty sure I'm going to resort to a buffing kabuki brush, but I just want to give this a chance. It's applying it just fine, but I do want to go in with another brush to blend it out. I do really like that the shade of this is distinctly gray toned, which means it's a true contour. It's not bronzy. It is meant to create shadows on the face. Oh, it has some sort of scent to it. I don't know if that scent is added or what. Let's blend this out a little bit. Blend it into the skin. Now this shade is pretty subtle, I think, on my skin. And in general, you know, the range of shades is going to be limited. I had a viewer comment on my video for the Joa beauty products that the foundation ranges do not cater to women of color, which is very disappointing, which I totally agree with. And at first, actually, my response was, yes, that's true, although it's a Korean beauty brand, so it kind of makes a little more sense that their shade range that they cater to is more limited. But then another viewer stated that that brand, the Joa brand, is actually not a true Korean beauty brand. It's not a Korean brand. It is a Korean beauty inspired brand. And the underlying brand, which is Kiss, is a US brand that created that makeup line. So in that case, there's definitely no excuse for only having 8 shades in the foundation range, which is pretty disappointing. All that is to say that Peripera is an actual Korean beauty brand, meaning it comes from Asia. So it's a lot more, I guess I should say, it's more understandable that they have a more limited range. My comment still remains, though, that, you know, if they're going to start selling the products globally, there's going to be an interest from people with all kinds of skin depths and tones. So the company should probably think about expanding the range if they want to sell in countries that are not overwhelmingly of a certain range of skin tones, the way it is in a lot of Asian countries. Okay, so there's the contour applied, a pretty subtle effect, which I can appreciate actually a lot of the time, though I don't know that with this form factor, that $17, $18 basically dollars is really worth the money for this one. Before we apply the highlighter, I want to apply blush because this is more of a cream formula. This is the Velvet Cheek blush. This is available in 3 different shades and retails for $11.99. The shade that I'm going to apply is called Wonder Rose, and I'm going to use a duo fibered brush to apply this. So on the first layer, I buffed it all out. Now I'm doing a little bit more of a dabbing motion on the second layer to concentrate color a little more. Okay, there is the finished application with 2 layers applied. Still a nice, more natural finish and flush. I won't say that it is the most even in terms of the finish. It's a little bit splotchier than I would ideally prefer. And now we are going to apply highlighter. I don't want to smear this over my face with the cushion because the pressure on that I think will most likely remove the underlying blush. So what I'm going to do is try to deposit the product, there we go, on the back of my hand. And with the same brush, I'm going to dab and blend. I actually really like this formula and finish because it blends in very seamlessly with the blush, and the shimmer is super refined. It's more of, as opposed to actual shimmer particles or glitter, it's more of a glow or like a radiance. And if you're using both a cream blush and cream or liquid highlight, it's really nice to use the same brush because the colors can blend together more easily. I also really like this kind of formula for other parts of the face aside from the cheeks because it just looks a lot more natural. Okay, there is the highlighter applied. And we're going to round everything out by doing the lips. I think these are the products that this company is most well known for. So I picked up 2 of the lip products. One is the Lip Tint Water and the other is the Ink Velvet. Now this type of product comes in multiple different finishes. So I am doing the Ink Velvet one. Let's start with the lip tint because that's going to be more of a watery sink into the skin formula. This retails for $11.49 and there are 4 different shades available on the website. It comes in a bottle like this, which is super cute. The description says, our famous tint water juice makes your lips look perfectly blushed and to its true color. In the product, again, a little bit of a translation jump with these sometimes. Here we go. It's a tiny doe-footed applicator that's slanted. Oh, the shade that I'm going to apply is called Pink Juice. I love these kinds of products. The watery stains. They tend to be really long lasting. So that is what that shade looks like. I love these kinds of shades also, kind of like a berryish pink. Then let's apply the Ink Velvet Velvety Lip Tint. Not to be confused, there's another one that's called like the Airy Velvet Lip Tint. There are 2 different sets of shades, I guess different formulas. This retails for $13.49 and it looks like there are 5 shades available. The other one I think is a little more expensive and has a couple more shades. The description for this one says that this is a very pigmented, richly colored formula with a very long-lasting wear without compromising moisture. The shade that I picked up is Dollish Beige Rose and comes in a bottle that looks like this. Let's see what the applicator looks like. It's the same exact short slanted doe foot applicator. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this over the top. This is a much kind of brighter pink shade. It does have more of like a moussey sort of jelly formula, gel-like formula. Okay, so that is what this looks like finished. I do enjoy the feel of the formula because it is very moisturizing. It's not drying at all. You can feel that it has body to it. It's not sticky or tacky or really thick, but it does have body to it to the extent that it will keep the lips moisturized and that moisturization locked in. I will say that it takes a little bit of like layering and blending to get a completely smooth layer of color. So that's one thing that I did notice. And it has a scent to it, like a sweet scent. I should have done this before I did the lips, but we have one last product. This is the Oil Capture Packed Pressed Powder. This retails for $14.99 and it's just one shade because it is supposed to be a translucent setting powder. I am going to go ahead and set half of the face with this to see how well it helps control the shine. I almost never use these sponge applicators, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if this works. So let's do this side of the face and we'll compare on first application. You can definitely see it mattifying the face really quickly, but I also noticed just a slight tint of white as opposed to being truly completely translucent. So I think that this sponge is actually okay in a pinch, although it does harbor bacteria, especially if you're just keeping it in there. But look at how much more matte this side is than this side. That's actually pretty incredible. I'm gonna buff this out just a little bit with a completely clean brush, just so that any of that white cast, you don't see it stamped on the surface of the skin. That difference is very noticeable. So I will check back in with you and we'll see how long it lasts. Oh, one thing I noticed immediately is the transfer of the velvet lip tint to the teeth a little bit, so be careful of that. All right, so it is now the end of the day and we are checking in. Let's start with the last thing that we applied, which was the blotting powder. And you can still see a noticeable difference between these two sides. This is the side where I didn't apply anything on top, and this is the side with the oil control powder. There is a little bit of shininess showing through, but it did a pretty good job. So I think that that's a pretty good product. The lip, Velvet Ink Lip that we also applied impressed me too. I didn't know, I was a little hesitant on first application, but this is after drinking and after eating dinner, and I am very impressed by how much product is left on the lip still. Granted, we did apply that lip stain underneath, so that may be helping also, but you can tell in the brightness of the color that a lot of it is still that ink stain. So the wear and the feel of that product is really, really nice. The eyeshadow, there is noticeable, there's more fallout around my eyes and on my cheeks than even after first application and clearing off those areas. So it is a product that you will get fallout with, even with eyeshadow primer, which I apply. The other thing that I'm noticing is that even with eyeshadow primer, this has already started to crease even after about 3 hours, which is something that I very rarely see when I use primer underneath. So I'm not sure if I can really get behind that eyeshadow fully. The brow product is very nice, I just didn't like the color selection, and the highlight is very subtle, so just know that before you purchase it if you're going to. I don't think I would really recommend the Cushion contour or the mascara, mostly because of the price point, not because they are bad quality products. I also like the cheek the blush, the cream blush, but again, for the price point, not sure if that needs to be your first pick, especially for a drugstore product. All right, that's it for the application and review for Peripera. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.